Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. I just wanted to let you know that XRP spiked to the 90-cent range and then settled back down. No, I think the correct answer is probably not yes. To prove that I'm not alone in thinking that tensions will only increase as time goes on, here's a headline from the Cointelegraph. How likely is a $1 XRP price? See these stages up next? And I'll tell you right now, at the beginning of the film, that the analyst who wrote this piece definitely deserves some credit. To him. In a word, yeah. In fact, he believes that XRP retesting and $1 ultimately getting back up there might happen within the next few days at the earliest. In addition to that, here's a glimpse at something from our daily meeting huddle. Cryptocurrency market research firms are confident that XRP will experience a second pump. To be honest, I've been wondering the same thing you have. Assuming this legal clarity was positive, it would be similar to when we finally had an answer to our question. And now that we know the ruling that XRP is not a security was a good one, what do you think will happen to the price of XRP? And I never, ever even tried to pretend to, of course not. However, it was anticipated that it would be interesting to see rise past $1 or $2, perhaps even to a new record high. But the question is, how long would that take, even if it does happen? Would the world have been so ecstatic if it had happened in a day, with a new record high established in the space of 24 hours or so? That question has been answered negatively, however. However, this in no way suggests that everything is terribly wrong or that XRP won't eventually reach such highs. In fact, some of you may have watched my recent video in which I highlighted the viewpoint of Chart Animal's reputable crypto, in which he was emphasizing that the SEC, which had previously attacked the KIN token, will likely back off of its assault sometime between the middle of 2020 and the end of the year. I estimate that the subsequent 6-month period saw growth of close to 2,000%. That doesn't necessarily mean the percentages are the same. I only mention the length of time involved to emphasize the point. But there are other factors involved, and I'll be discussing those in this video as well. And sentiment is a herb I really enjoy. That was the cryptocurrency research group warning that another large price increase was possible. But before we go any further, I should state unequivocally that I am not a financial expert and am not giving any sort of financial advice. And remember, you should never use anything I say as a reason to buy or sell something. I'm merely a hobbyist who likes to share his knowledge on crypto-related issues through YouTube videos. But in a casual, recreational context. As I record this, XRP is trading at 71 cents, and looking at volume, it is still hugely up compared to what is usual, because a normal day's volume is somewhere around 700 million, which would be for a 24-hour period 700 million, and we are now at $2.2 billion. Thus, XRP continues to attract a great deal of focus and interest. Bitcoin's market valuation for its asset class is now over $1.23 trillion, which is clearly higher than your estimate of $30,000. Not shockingly, given what happened with XRP, Bitcoin's market share has decreased slightly over the past several days. And the market as a whole is seeing this as a huge victory for alternative currencies in general, which is inspiring a lot of optimism. A Bitcoin dominance of 47.95% and a crypto fear and greed rating of 57 out of 100 are both fairly justified, in my opinion. Thus, our avarice continues unabated. Also, I tweeted this only a few hours earlier. Have any of you finally accepted the truth? It's been a few days, but the day we found out about this still feels entirely weird to me, even though it's been longer than a few days. I didn't expect XRP to get listed on so many exchanges so quickly, especially after we'd been immersed in this news and the SEC's bullshit for almost 2.5 years. And even if the news was good, it still let you know. I'll just say that my mind was elsewhere this afternoon when the idea of XRP suddenly occurred to me. And then the realization that it was all over again struck me. It's going to take some time for that to register with you, I said. I still have some work to do. I know. Obviously, it's not a hoax. But suddenly I felt a surge of warmth wash over me. The relief is enormous. Like, yeah, you got that right. Now that the law is very clear, we can move forward. It's the only big cat currency in the world with such unambiguous legal backing that its value has skyrocketed. It's not finished in my opinion. So, we shall see what happens. I can't say. To be honest, I have no idea. However, the market is heating up, and price pumps and exchanges have relisted it. Can you picture the euphoria when XRP finally has legal clarity? This frivolous litigation would not exist, I am convinced. Since XRP was the only large-cap coin that didn't fit in, or at least the only top 10 crypto that didn't hit a new all-time high that cycle, I believe that hitting two books probably would hit a new all-time high during the euphoric stages of the first half in particular, of 2021 when XRP hit $2. The litigation has evidently caused one of these items to be different from the others. It seems inevitable. It's only a question of time. It's just a matter of waiting it out. The Daily Huddle is disbanding now. Crypto analytics tool Santiment is outlining the future of XRP, predicting a strong probability of a second pump. The automatic open market sales of XRP by Ripple Labs did not amount to a sale of securities, according to a court ruling. Director of Marketing Brian Quinlivan writes on the company's Emotion Insights blog that the cryptocurrency XRP, which rose by over 70% following the court verdict to a 15-month high, has further upside potential due to renewed interest. Social dominance, which looks at how often an asset is mentioned in relation to the top 100 assets by market valuation, shows that XRP now accounts for 7.4% of all mentions. You have reached the pinnacle of XRP discourse. Since FOMO, or the fear of missing out, reached such a fever pitch in January 2021, there will surely be a time of calm before the storm. However, the quote is very likely to see a second pump wave after traders cease paying attention to it. I was citing the opinion of a respectable crypto yesterday, and this seems to back up my claims. And I've mentioned the kin conversation many times before. Time was involved, though. I witnessed XRP rise by 86% to 87% in a day, and it may have risen even higher than that at one point. That others would respond with "Yup, I'm taking profits" is hardly surprising in light of that. That should come as no surprise. But that doesn't mean we're out of the woods yet. Given the momentum we've been on recently, we couldn't help but speculate on whether or not we would set a new daily record high. Or would several days be required? Would it be days or weeks? If not, how many months? Maybe it will be a few months, then. Just because it might take longer than 6 months doesn't imply it will go the way of the kin token. With all this illumination, however, I still can't get myself to think that we were indeed that good. Personally, I find the very idea laughable. Not for 1 second do I buy into that. I can't say for sure how long this will take, but that's why my own approach is so great. I make a purchase of cryptocurrency and then do nothing more with it. If it suddenly becomes a significant portion of my wealth, I might be tempted to sell in order to maintain a more balanced portfolio. If it continues to fluctuate with the usual crypto volatility, however, I am unlikely to take any action, and if it drops to zero, I will simply add some panda whatever it is and move on. But don't you dare tell me that some individuals aren't afraid of being sad when 1,090 cents, by the way. Whoa, did it only get to 90 cents? I think you might be a little happier down the road if you give yourself a little bit of time to heal. I'm not making a price prediction, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. However, I have a strong suspicion that is the case. At any rate, calm has persisted. Whale transactions on the XRP network have also reached its highest mark for 2023, according to Quinlivan, who also argues that the activity of XRP whales and sharks suggests bullishness for the fourth largest crypto asset by market size quotation. By a large margin, too. We can see that the pump is being primed by the 637 transactions of $100,000 or more that have taken place thus far today. An excellent leading indicator that the pump may have just begun is an increase in the supplies coming from key whale and shark addresses. And it portends well for the future of the quoted expression. I think it's only a matter of waiting, and to emphasize the point even further, I'll show you some tweets from a credible chart analyst in the crypto space from just a few hours ago. And he's talking about a huge winner, so sure, we've already gotten the answers we needed for XRP, it's like a dream come true. However, Bitcoin has consistently been the market leader over the long term. Not even the most respectable crypto experts predict that Bitcoin will reach a new all-time high in 2018. I can't say for sure whether he's right. I really hope he is. Whatever the case may be, I expect Bitcoin to experience a meteoric rise once trading resumes, thanks to the transparency presented here. This phenomenon of consolidation also exists. In fact, any chart analyst worth their salt will have heard of this before. And I know that a lot of you are already familiar with this, but just in case, there's that phrase, well, how's it go that the longer the base, the higher in space, meaning the longer that you're consolidating, meaning mostly kind of chopping sideways in terms of price action. When will it end? Is that so? What experts in cryptography have to say is as follows. A lot of individuals I know have been complaining about the state of Bitcoin this last month, even if stock markets were soaring. Consolidation, I stressed, is not a sign of weakness. 2 months of declining price movement followed the single weekly candle you referred to. Despite last week's excellent verdict in the Ripple lawsuit, this week's large ETF filings, etc., I'm still hearing that Bitcoin is too weak to break out. Do not confuse consolidation with weakness, I stress once more. Even if we could witness a false downside breakout before growth is definitely on the horizon. The longer we have to consolidate before this expansion, the more powerful it will be. This is the Bitcoin graphic he mentioned, by the way. For me, then, it's simply a matter of all of these factors coming together. That's the kind of money that can change your life, and it's what I'm looking for. Clarity for XRP holders was the most important part of the puzzle. And we totally got it. It's still weird, but I'm starting to believe it. But it's like, one day, an idea for more fuel will just jump into my head. And it won't hit me particularly because I'll be used to it by then, but at the moment, I hadn't been thinking about XRP, too much at that point in the day or that day that I was talking about a few minutes ago. That's why I felt so ecstatic when it finally sank in. If you catch my drift. To put it another way, there is still something there. Therefore, the best is yet to come. That's how I see it, anyway. I think that to be true. However, please hold off on any market action until that time comes. That's not a decision we get to make. This is why I plan to take an adult approach, just as I do with my investments. I'll be as patient as necessary to see this through to the end, but things are starting to click into place. Since I'm not a certified financial planner, you shouldn't take any of my advice on whether or not to make a purchase. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.